Podcast, WATP.
On Monday's show, near the end of the show, he had Colin Jost and Michael Shea on as guests because he, for some reason, loves SNL still. He's the last guy going, SNL's great. And after those guys leave, he announces he had this brilliant idea. Listen to this.
Because I do want to do this. I thought it was brilliant of me to come up with this concept over the weekend. I was like, I was talking to someone about ChatGPT, and I went, yeah, I should just feed it some information and see what it comes up with. I'll be curious. So I said, here's what I wrote. I said, make a 3 to 5 minute script based on the Howard Stern show. In this episode, Howard and Robin are just ending a hilarious show. I made sure that I got the word hilarious in. They are talking with a caller from the audience who has mental health issues, but then I changed it to she has a dry vagina or dried up juices, I said, because I don't think ChatGPT will accept something with vagina.
All right, so here's the premise here, Pat. This is a radio show, unprecedented. It has like 50 writers. It has a staff of like 75 people producing this show that does 75 episodes a year. Is off all summer. He's just back from a 2-month break, and he says, rather than have my staff come up with something, I decided to let ChatGPT figure it out for me and write a script for us. But it's actually not just ChatGPT. He decided to try a couple of different AI platforms.
But I thought the audience might enjoy hearing a 5-minute scripted chat. Well, actually, this is Microsoft Copilot, because after I got a ChatGPT script and I got a Microsoft Copilot script, and I don't know, everyone around here seems to be voting for the Microsoft Copilot script.
So not only did he have these AI software create 2 different scripts for him, he sent it out to the entire staff and had them vote on which one was better. So it's a lot of effort being put into this, and actually unprecedented, because I couldn't believe Robin actually did some prep.
So are you ready to act?
Sure.
You know your part, or you haven't even pre-read it?
I've read it, and I'm ready to go.
Oh, good. I haven't read mine since last night, but I think it's not that complex. So Gary will play Gary. Are you ready, Gary?
I am.
Okay, that makes sense. Robin actually read it. She's actually prepped for the show and ready to do this bit. I've never heard of this before. Robin's always surprised by the guests that come on. She never knows the news stories anymore. She doesn't know what's going on in the world. And yet, this was the big thing. Howard must be so high on this idea. The only thing I can think is that SiriusXM is like, Howard, we're giving $100 million to Smartless, and we got to pay Alex Cooper $125 million. We got to cut most of your staff. And he's going,
Right.
All right, well, how are we gonna navigate this? ChatGPT. That's what all the smart companies are doing. They're going to AI to fill in for their employees right now.
Like, I'm sure there's video, so I'm wrong in this, but it almost feels like Robin is AI.
It's
Because
possible.
her answer was like very much like, yes, I read it. And then you'll play Gary, yes, I will. It was like her things were like paused a little. It almost feels like Robin doesn't exist anymore.
That's hilarious, because I'm going to play them acting out the script in a minute, and it's not much different. You're right.
Yeah, that was noticeable.
Wow.
But then
that's
I was
crazy.
thinking, well, I'm out of touch with the show.
Yeah.
They're wicked old now. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to think, but yeah, Pat's onto something.
I don't know what to think either. I'm going to play this for you. This is a 5-minute bit. I don't know if we should play the whole thing or not. Tell me to pause it at any time here. But this is what Howard decided to bring to the show. Him punching in those prompts he just told you into ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot. And this is what they came up with.
All right, folks, we're wrapping up another wild show. Oh, there's something I'd say. All right, that's the end of my ad-libbing. Okay.
Well, see,
here we
that's
go.
what it's weird like that.
Yeah. All right, but I'm going to read it verbatim.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're wrapping up another wild show. But before we go, we have Edith from Boca Raton on the line. Edith, what's going on?
Hi, Howard. Hi, Robin. I love your
Hi.
show, but I've been feeling really down lately.
Oh, no. Edith, what's got you down?
Well, Howard, it's just all my bodily juices are drying up. I feel like a prune.
Oh, that's a problem, Edith. I haven't heard that before. That's a new one. Maybe you need to start bottling prune juice and doing something like that.
All right, I'm going to pause it real quick. Yeah. I wouldn't have had this take if not for Adam Bush, who was on the show recently, and we were reviewing Howard Stern's show back from the summer break. And I forget that his entire show is now scripted. If you didn't tell me, if I didn't play those setup and I just said this is the Howard Stern show, you wouldn't know that AI wrote this.
No.
It sounds the same as his show sounds normally as far as the way he's responding and acting.
Who's playing the caller, though?
I don't know.
Okay. He should have explained that because he explained that Gary's playing Gary.
Right. It's bizarre. All right. You following this so far?
It's pretty riveting, but it's also hilarious to know that they'll do anything to not hire John back. Like it's incredible that they would rather have a fake robot Edith say her pussy is dry than give John a chance to write for them. It's the greatest thing ever.
This is better than what John would have come up with. So I got to give AI.
You're starting to piss me off.
Uh-oh.
What if Edith said Scola? What if she said that like 5 times? Scola?
Come on. Edith, I'm really sorry to hear that. Have you talked to a doctor about this?
Yeah, Edith, maybe they can prescribe you some extra virgin olive oil or something.
Oh, Howard, you always make me laugh. But, Robin, I think you're right. I should probably see someone about it.
Absolutely, Edith. It's important to take these things seriously. Your health matters.
All right, Edith, take care of yourself. And remember, laughter might not be a cure, but it sure helps.
Oh, thanks, Howard. Thanks, Robin. You two are the best.
All right, honey.
So let's just break this down real quick. This is the script that comes out. And I'm not surprised by that. AI doesn't know how to make anything humorous.
Sure.
It's what humans do, thank God. Thank God for our jobs. And the idea that this would pop out, and Howard's just like, well, yeah, let's do this. Nobody pushed back in the writing meeting and said, we have better things to talk about on the show or better things to do. Can't we berate Gary or something? And Howard's just like, no, we're definitely doing this. He even had a vote of which script was better. And this is what they're doing.
It's probably because the writers came with ideas. They're like, we come back from break. Let's try something new and fun. And he's like, nope, we don't do that anymore. And I'm going to prove I don't need fucking you guys anymore. Let's do this. Here's the problem that Howard's doing. You got a company paying you that much money and they own the rights to you. You just proved to them they don't need you either. They have 30-something years of your voice, Robin's voice, everyone's voice. They could just AI you guys. You could do the whole show from beginning to end and say your guest is Bon Jovi and your guest is Gary Coleman and you're going to have some midgets on it. Here, do 3 hours. And then that would be the show. And they could do it with AI, no problem. And you wouldn't be able to tell.
Today's guest is Richard Simmons. Whoa, it is? How the fuck they pull that out? All right. I'm listening. That sounds good. No, that's a great point. And I do honestly believe, having listened to this, and I'm going to play some clips after this script that goes on, that I think Howard actually was hoping that this could replace the writing staff. I don't know why they would go through with this otherwise. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, in his setup, it does sound like he's looking for approval from somewhere.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you're going to hear that. But let's hear the rest of the script, I guess.
And he's even saying that I'm not going to say, I could say dried up vagina, but I'm smart enough to say the juice is like he's saying I can do the old Howard Stern show.
Yep.
But I can do it now woke. Look what I can do. I just feed it into this machine and we're all set. I'll never have to leave my house again.
My show is so bland that software that can't be humorous could replace me. And he's not even realizing that's what he's demonstrating here.
All right, Edith, take care. And to all our listeners, keep laughing and stay healthy. We'll see you next time on the Howard Stern Show.
I just realized I'm an idiot. I should not have set this up the way that I did. I should have just played this for you guys and seen if anyone picked up on the fact that this was some AI-generated script.
I think me and Pat would have smelled a rat pretty soon.
We've heard enough Howard recently to be like, yeah, that sounds like Howard Stern Show. Yeah. All right, so now in the script, the show is wrapping up and they're having an after conversation about whether or not Howard should retire and the show should go away.
Bye, everyone.
The studio is buzzing with energy after a successful show. Howard and Robin are still in their seats, sipping coffee. Fred is fiddling with his soundboard, and Gary is pacing nervously.
Robin, that was one hell of a show today.
Oh, Howard, you're terrible. But yes, it was hilarious. Poor woman, though. Sexual health issues are no joke.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Oh, I love this job.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Guys, we need to talk seriously. We've been doing this for decades. Maybe it is time to retire.
Retire? Gary, we're like the Rolling Stones of radio. We just can't hang up our microphones.
But Howard, think about it. We've had an incredible run. Maybe it is time to pass the torch.
Robin sucks. She's so bad at this.
All right. Are we sure that there was any of this happened and they're not just saying, hey, AI is really popular. Why don't we make it sound like we did this? Let's suck at reading a script.
I'm buying it that this was AI generated.
Okay. But I could see them doing a terrible bit like this.
And then saying like, hey, guess what? We actually wrote that. Well,
Right.
what would be the payoff though? You'd be like,
There's no payoff to the show anymore.
okay, fair enough. I just don't know.
I can go one more level of Inception.
Yep.
What if this whole show is AI? But at one point, AI tried to make them do an AI show while doing an AI show.
Woof.
And because they plugged it in so much of like,
Yeah.
we're doing, and what would they do? Because the tell all that this is like so AI and they listen so much. Howard said, what a great show, huh, Robin? Robin said, you're terrible.
Yep.
He didn't say anything bad or vicious or whatever. But yeah, it was a great show. So it's like AI was so on board with them that it's probably just like, yeah, these idiots would talk about being AI if they were doing a show on AI.
You might be onto something. However, I do have to point out that the woman said that she was dried out and he said he'd get a doctor to prescribe extra virgin olive oil. And then Robin's like, oh, you're terrible, Howard. That's
What about prune
too
juice?
much. Well, I know. That was also pretty edgy right there. That's the Howard I know.
Dun, dun, dun. Retirement or not? That's the question.
Poor Fred.
Howard, listen, I got tickets to see Billy Joel this weekend. Should I tell you about it?
Gary, we're discussing our careers here. I need you to focus.
Honestly, Howard, I've been thinking about it. We've made people laugh, cry, and cringe. But what's next?
Retirement blues. Howard, I've got a beach vacation planned. Sun, sand, fun.
Gary, stop already. We're talking about legacy here, our impact, our place in radio history.
Howard, remember? Oh,
This is crazy. I'd rather listen to an episode of Kumi's Cucks than listen to this show. I can't believe Howard thought that this is something that he should put on and test out. Just the script is obviously terrible, but the acting is so stupid.
And to continue it. At one point, just be like, okay, it didn't work. Let's just shit on it.
Yep.
But back in the day, they would just shit on it right away.
Yep.
Or they would say, or they would better. They'd get like Gary the retard to play Howard.
Right.
They'd get Beetlejuice to play Robin. And it'd be funny to
That's
hear
the
them
move.
doing voices.
Yes.
Like Bob Levy would be Baba Booey. And they'd have all different people being silly and stuff.
Yep.
And instead, it's them trying to be them, but not being funny. Like Howard should have been Baba Booey. Robin should have been Howard. Like
Right.
even go that way and project that. And it would be like, it'd be funny. Like if you two switched one day and Chris played your role, it was being Carl, we get to see all the shit that you don't see on the screen. I'm like, yeah, it would be fucking hilarious though. And then you being Chris and just being quiet, saying one funny thing and then resting. Like that'd be great. Like,
No, literally, and that's a great point, but literally doing this any other way would have been better than how they're doing it.
remember when we started? The shock jock days, the FCC fines, the controversies. We've evolved.
That's kind of interesting. The fact that AI would do the research and find out that the Howard Stern show is not the Howard Stern show anymore. Like AI pulls from all these different locations of information about the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, those days are long gone.
The Baba Booies were a nice touch.
Yeah.
Remember the old days we got fined? We got fined would be the second thing you say out loud. It's like, why would you reminisce on paying hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Those were the days, Robin. I sure do miss it.
Stern. But Howard, I've got tickets to go see a good band.
Gary, listen.
Goodness.
Stop it already. We've got options. Retire gracefully or reinvent ourselves. Podcast, streaming, who knows?
And what about our listeners? They've been with us through thick and thin.
No, that is not true. The listeners have abandoned ship, and rightfully so.
Yeah, it's like The View and them traded. It's like,
The View is now edgy.
yeah, it's edgy because those people that used to like them back in the day are now in old folks' homes and are listening to The View instead. But it's
and
this is terrible.
sound effects.
Okay, but Billy Joel, Howard, Billy Joel.
Gary, shut up about Billy Joel. This is serious, honestly.
Howard, what's your gut feeling?
My gut, it says we keep going. We've got more laughs, more interviews, more outrageous moments left in us.
To infinity and beyond. Howard, for Billy.
Gary, if you mention Billy Joel one more time, why I'll... I can't hear the announcer.
Where's he now?
Start over, Steve. Fuck.
Starting over. End scene. The dilemma hangs in the air. The microphones remain off, but the decision looms. Retirement or one more mic drop. Only time will tell.
See? It never was resolved.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That was the whole script. I don't know why I made us all suffer through that, but I thought it was important to document what's going on in the Howard Stern show. And there's more to this after the fact. And this is where it gets even cringier when they're being real and talking about what they just did. Before I do that, I just want to point out, I don't think I've seen this user before on this. 221 out of 336 is the username, which of course is John's ranking in high school. And this pad is on fire.
By the way, that's brilliant by them.
That's great. I love that. Okay, so they do that thing, and then they start talking about what led to this and how they did it.
By the way, the ChatGPT script wasn't much better, if you must know. Yeah. Did you read that one?
Uh-huh.
They're similar.
They're very similar. It's weird.
Yeah, they're similar because they're all pulling from the known information in the world and how you suck. And it's a really boring show, so that's probably why.
If I was Gary, I'd kill myself because even AI is like, you're the most boring, annoying person in the world because Howard made him be that. It's like he stays off topic. And they're like, yeah, we're talking about this. He's like, I got tickets to something, and he just keeps yelling that. It's like, even AI thinks he's a worthless piece of shit.
And yet, he's still third mic on this show now. I pointed that out. Stuttering John's rolling in his grave.
Always better than John, no matter what.
This is them patting themselves on the back after that.
Fred's had the actual acting experience.
He's safe.
Yeah. Fred's a real actor.
Well, I was working on sound effects for this last night and this morning. Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, thank you.
So Fred's telling Howard he did great. And Fred was working on the sound effects for that and having that ready to go. This is a guy who's always been ready with the right drop at the right time. And now he's working on it ahead of time. Like, all of them rehearsed this. They read through it. They chose which script to read. I know I keep overstating this. I can't fucking believe this is happening right now. This is happening on the Howard Stern show. There's only so many episodes they do. I got to ask Monique how she feels about this. But this is the craziest part. This is the part where I went, there's no way this is real.
By the way, if you do like the chat, I'll call it ChatGPT, even though it was Microsoft. If you like the AI-generated script and want to hear the continuation of the series, just write us in the fan mail. But if you've had enough of that and you don't ever want to hear it again, let us know. By the way, Apple is announcing new phones today with some sort of AI integration, which I'm excited
Yes,
about.
that's what I'm waiting for, to get a new phone that has AI in it.
Okay. Well, why would you be excited about AI in your phone after reading that script? And to Pat's point, that makes me think that it is AI within AI. It's like AI is promoting itself.
Yep. The whole thing is AI.
Could you imagine reading that script and being like, all right, guys, write us in. Let us know if you like that, and we should do more of it. Who would like that? It's terrible.
Okay. Well, Ian, we all know forever, everyone knows Fred is brilliant and Fred does all the drops.
Yes.
But they never go, Fred is brilliant and does all the drops.
Right.
Fred had to go, I'm doing the drops for this and got it ready. Like AI Fred would fucking say if he was trying to be Fred.
You're right. Holy shit. I don't think any of this is real. It can't be.
I don't know how to feel.
We got to get Colin Jost on this show.
I don't know how to feel.
I have one more clip on here because I believe this is a trial balloon. I mean, you could tell that Howard floated this out there like, guys, that wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible, right? Maybe we could do more of this. Check this out.
I should just get a 3-hour script from ChatGPT and do the whole fucking show. See if anyone noticed.
How about ChatGPT Day?
Yeah. Well, let's get some feedback from the fans, see if they're interested in this sort of thing.
Wow. See if anyone notices. Howard, you better hope they notice. Because that would be the worst thing possible if you did a 3-hour show from a ChatGPT script and no one noticed.
And if you're going to do this, if you're going to do AI, do it from the things we love. Artie Lang is back on the show. Gilbert Godfrey is here. Do AI them. Like making the show good again. Don't just do AI now where you stink and you talk about a show about them retiring and if they should because they don't have it anymore is insane to do.
Yeah, that's a weird prompt to put in there.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess Howard and Adam pointed this out brilliantly. He doesn't want any reference to his past because then he has to address it. But could you imagine if the AI prompt was the Howard Stern show and there's a smoking hot porn actress in on the Sibian and Artie's there doing the anal ring toss, Lord of the anal ring toss.
Or Howard's happily married and not next to some crazy PETA bitch. Like, it's like fun things. Private Parts is coming out.
Yeah. Back when they were good. By the way, my buddy Mike, who listens to the Stern show, and I always ask him if I should be playing any clips or anything like that. So we did the Tuesday after Labor Day they came back. Then there was a Wednesday show. I listened to some of it, but I didn't pull many clips from it when we did the show last week. But apparently Howard let it slip when they were in Italy that he had lost his phone. And he's looking all over for his phone. And then Beth comes on, his wife, and says, yeah, and then you found it was in your room. They're in separate rooms when they vacation?
Yeah.
That's fucking bonkers right there. This is a loveless marriage that Howard's in. Beth is in it for the money.
Wait, do you think there was ever love? She was half his age and like she was attractive for him and it was like a good time, but like no, she wanted to be a fucking entrepreneur and all that and philanthropist. That's what she wanted to be.
Hang out with celebrities.
The best way to do it.
She likes hanging out with celebrities. She was working on the David Letterman show when they met. She was like an intern or something. She just wanted to be around celebrities. And she's like, oh, Howard Stern knows celebrities. I'll just get with Howard Stern. But the fact they let things like that slip, I think, is crazy.
Yeah.
That's the thing I wish I would have grabbed. But thanks, Mike, for pointing that out to me.
Who are these podcasts?